What is Rome? Rome is the capital city of Italy, which is a country in Europe. This aerial scene shows you what you might see if you visit Rome today. It's a beautiful, vibrant city full of fascinating things to see and do. Here's something that thousands of people travel to Rome to see every year. Does anybody know what this is? It's called the Colosseum. When you look at this picture, you might ask yourself another question. What was the city of Rome like long ago? After all, this building doesn't appear to be new or in a very good condition. That's because it's almost 2,000 years old. This famous building is just one of countless remains from the ancient Roman civilization. The Colosseum was basically a big sports stadium for Romans. However, instead of watching football or baseball, ancient Roman sports fans came to the Colosseum to watch combat sports, often involving people fighting each other or animals, sometimes to their death. The fact that their sports were so bloody and deadly might lead you to think that Romans were violent people. And they were in some ways. The Romans had some of the most powerful armies in history. But as you can see from the beauty of Roman architecture in this photograph, the ancient Romans were also incredibly creative people. The Romans were the first to widely use arches in many of their buildings and bridges. The arch, first used by the Egyptians and Mesopotamians and improved upon by the Romans, allows for an opening of a structure, such as a window or a doorway, to be much wider because the curved edges of stone offer more support than a flat piece of stone would. You'll learn more about this and other contributions of the ancient Romans as you hear about their history, government, art, religion, and more. Beginning with the city of Rome, the Romans built a civilization that controlled most of present-day Western Europe as well as large parts of present-day Asia and Africa. In yellow, this map shows the large area the Romans controlled at the height of their empire. See the boot-shaped country near the middle? That is the country we now call Italy. Italy is called a peninsula because it's surrounded on three sides by water. This is where the ancient Roman civilization began, and from there it spread to the north, to the south, to the east, and to the west. It took many years to build this vast empire. That's why the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day, has come to refer to the creating of something that's large or complex and that takes much time and dedication. As their empire spread, the Romans also spread their culture or way of life, including their laws, art, architectural influences, language, and knowledge. Although most ancient Roman buildings are now ruins or completely gone, Roman culture has changed the world in ways we continue to experience today. The Romans were not the first people to think the area known as present-day Italy was a good place to live. In fact, the ancient Greeks had settled in parts of southern Italy. Starting around 700 BCE, a civilization called the Etruscans moved into central Italy. Nobody's sure where the Etruscans came from exactly, but we know that they started building towns a couple hundred years before the city of Rome existed. This picture shows the ruins of a walled Etruscan city. Why do you think they built the city in that particular spot? It looks like it'd be hard to get up there, doesn't it? Well, that's the point. Despite the beauty and all that the land and nearby sea had to offer, Italy, and basically everywhere else in the Mediterranean region at the time, could be a dangerous place. The Etruscans weren't the only people living in this region. There was always a chance that another group of people would come along and decide that they wanted to call the area of present-day Italy their home, or steal all the resources they could from the people who already lived there. In those times, it was smart to build a city on a steep hill, surrounded by high walls for protection from invaders. The Etruscans and the Greeks were only two of several groups to settle on the peninsula of Italy. Many of these cultures would essentially be mixing together to create the Roman culture. Like other people during that time period, the Etruscans were fond of stone sculptures. In some areas, the hills and mountains have large sections of hard white stone called marble. Ancient Etruscans carved gorgeous sculptures from this marble more than 2,000 years ago. Etruscan art and architecture, such as paintings, sculptures, and building designs, helped shape Roman art and architecture. These are items in a museum today, like countless other Roman artifacts in museum collections all over the world. An artifact is an object that was created by a person who lived long, long ago. An artifact is like a door to the past. Tools, weapons, jewelry, artwork, pottery, and household items such as dishes or pots are all examples of artifacts that could provide clues about people and allow us to see into the past, kind of. Artifacts, along with ruins like the Colosseum, roads, and bridges, teach us the way ancient Romans lived, worked, played, and fought. Some of these remains are easy to see, like the ruins that dot the Italian landscape. Others have been buried for many years and continue to be discovered during archaeological digs. Archaeologists are puzzle solvers. They find little clues hidden in the ground, broken shards of pottery, an arrowhead, a few beads, and bit by bit they piece together a story about the people who created these things. One thing that allowed Rome to spread so far and wide was its system of roads. In many conquered areas, the Romans built paved roads for their armies and to make traveling and trading easier. These roads were able to last many years because they were made with concrete, a hard, strong material made by mixing water with cement, sand, and pebbles and allowing the mixture to harden. The Romans were the first to invent this particular concrete mixture, which is still used in modern times. Rome became known for its many well-built roads, which create a network along which some of Europe's finest cities and richest landscapes developed. Some of these concrete roads still exist today, as does the saying born at this time, "All roads lead to Rome."